ain't ducking no action. Nothing surprising, the snitches surviving. Talk bad on my name, but them niggas denied me. Them niggas conniving. I'm hearing the distance, throwing shades for bitches. Fuck with me, it's a killing. They killed your big homie, and you ain't do nothing, but you claim you a gangster. Let's end the discussion. I'm getting to the money. It's obvious, nigga. If you think I'ma fall off, you can stop it, my nigga. Don't do that. Pray for me, my nigga. Don't pray on me, homie. And quit sending the death threats. You know I'm on it, homie. 48 laws, 33 straight war. It's blood on these diamonds. I feel like an African. VVS one. What the fuck is you saying? Gon' make me fuck your baby mama. You keep on playing. What's done is done. What happened didn't happen. Come do something about it. I'm sick of the capping. I'm sick of the internet. I'm sick of subliminals. They say they gon' kill me. Nigga, that's typical. I'm cool on the love. I'm cool on the handshake. I stay away from bullshit. Do that for my fans. Hey, I was ugly in school. I came in last place. Now fuck all my classmates. 100K on a bad day. 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 Nigga. I ain't gone yet. Hey, I got Lil Juno with me. I got Big Juno with me. I got Lil Mike no with me. One war with all you bitches. I'm having a bad day. I'm thinking out loud. My nigga killed my nigga. My new nigga so foul. Shout out the double. RIP the gun. Fuck all the rumors they making, bro. You still with my brother. I had to cut them off. They had ill intentions. I don't wanna talk. I don't wanna fight. I wanna kill them bitches.
Well, my man MoneyBoy Trey in the building. He said, hit that like or we gon' fight. Make sure you check him out on YouTube.
Good morning, Snow Cold. Good morning, Ebrooks. Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? Shocking and strange news stories. And I know y'all probably wondering why I got a Goodwill video up here. Because y'all noticed how I pointed out yesterday, he had two videos that was the same exact time, 36, 12 or whatever. Well, this is the same 36-minute and 12-second video. He just added himself eating at the beginning. So he gonna go, I don't know if he fucked up with his editing, if he's scamming or what, because he uploaded the same video twice. Well, on this video, he adds the eating at the front, and then at the end, you get to watch him make it all the way over again. Now, I had some intel tell me, if you listen around the 40-something mark, you hear kids or something in the background. I hadn't listened to it other than when I listened live yesterday, but I wouldn't be shocked. I couldn't say if they in the house or outside, because we know this nigga front walls is gone and we can just hear all the traffic, the mariachi bands and everything in his living room. So I don't know. Can't say if the kids in there or if they outside. Wouldn't be shocked though. Everybody is giving their take and have their opinion of the halftime show. I almost didn't watch it because of my allegiance to Drake, but I'm glad that the music fan in me would not let me not watch just to see. I don't give a fuck about the song now. I knew one song he did with SZA, All the Lights Are Closer. I knew the They Not Like Us. I didn't know the rest of the songs. I did not. I'm not a Kendrick fan like that. Never have been. So I didn't know the rest of the songs. But overall, the man put on a hell of a performance. You don't normally see rappers put on shows like that. This nigga put on a Chris Brown pop star type show. He would dance with the background dancers, but he wasn't doing too much to where you'd be like, this nigga is he danced and rappers don't do that. He put on a good fucking show. I fuck with him for putting SZA on in front of that crowd. I like that. It's just overall, it was a good show. Now, I have been seeing people speculate about what it was about and all of that and the message, and I ain't get that deep into it other than Uncle Sam. I knew Samuel Jackson was playing Uncle Sam, and at some point he was, I guess you could say he was saying that we supposed to be entertainers because at one point when he did one of them little good songs, he was like, "Yeah, yeah, that's what they want to hear. They don't want to hear this other shit. Don't blow it." So I can kind of see if people are saying, "Well, that was a depiction of how America sees black people as just entertainers." If they do, it is that bad. We kind of are the best at entertaining, whether it's sports, writing, movies. It's just we kind of the best at it. So is that a bad thing? I don't know, but overall, I like the halftime performance just because you don't normally see rappers put that much into a set. I don't know if y'all the last time y'all been to a rap show is just some niggas with their shirt off jumping around yelling. You didn't get that. You got smooth, fluid movement, and then I like the part where he was talking to the little girls before he was teasing like he was gonna do they not like us. He was like, I want to play this song, and it was like, but it's America. He still hit all the bars. Now Party ought to be upset because he hit that part. He didn't say Drake's name in one part, I guess, to keep down from the lawsuit, but yeah, he did his damn thing, I say. What y'all think? Y'all ain't saying nothing in the chat. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the overall performance. Like I said, I didn't know most of the songs that he did. I don't know the song SZA did by herself. But he fucked with her. That's what I don't even know if they still label mates, but that's how you put your niggas on. He could have did that by himself. And he didn't do any of his hits. Like he didn't do swimming pools and shit of that nature. He did DNA. I do remember he did DNA. Didn't he do that one? He could have did Loyalty. There's a whole bunch of songs he could have did that I know off his first album, but yeah, I liked it. Morning Truth.
Morning.
You see this pile of throw up here. He done made the shocking and strange news, Truth. This nigga done made it.
Wait a minute. That look like some good with it work. What he doing on this episode?
It is. Well, it's shocking and strange because this is the same 36-minute video from yesterday. He just added 10. He put 10 minutes of eating in front and then added the last 36. So now we got a 46-minute video.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, I was fucking with him yesterday. I said, nigga, you uploaded the same video twice and you gave us the thumbnail of you eating, but you ain't actually eating. So then about 10 hours later, he come back with this where he gonna show himself eating, and then you just gotta watch the cooking video all over again as if you don't remember it.
Lord have mercy. Good morning, everybody.
This is croaker fish. It looked like a ball of throw up as usual. All this shit look like this.
Everything just starting to look. All the dishes just starting to look the same. Trey, I'm sorry. Everything looking alike and shit. Lord Jesus.
It's the boiled dolphin trout for me though. I just can't. The boiled dolphin trout is too much. Man, ate flipper. He did. He ate. You didn't see it yesterday. I had slowed it down and everything. He had a dolphin trap, flap, or whatever the fuck you call it.
Where he get that from? Where the hell he get that from?
I don't know. But I asked why he don't eat chicken or nothing else. They ain't got no other meat over there.
He got the same place. He got the elephant grease. I mean the elephant fat or whatever they are. You know, he get all kind of shit.
Yeah, elephant fat.
Okay.
I want to know why his fish smaller than what Q eat. Q always had a big ass fish, took up the whole table, and he always eating these little portions. Like, you don't make them big motherfuckers that she was eating.
Remember, I don't know if Q said she's never seen a whole fish. Remember when she started eating those fish? I don't know if she said she had never seen a whole fish or a whole catfish.
It was catfish.
'Cause-
Catfish.
Okay, because I ran across a whole video yesterday on her channel where she's eating a whole snapper.
Yeah,
See
she
those
said
fish
catfish. She's
be
like, you can't find catfish in the States. I was like, what?
okay. So she
You
did
never seen this before?
say.
Fuck you live. Oh, I seen her the other day. I had went into my neighborhood Burlington coat factory and she was the assistant manager.
Stop lying, Trey. Stop lying.
I
She
ain't
in
lying.
Memphis
She moved
now?
to Memphis.
She in Memphis.
She in
Okay
Memphis.
then.
Yep.
Okay. I thought you
You don't
said she
believe she
worked
in
at.
Memphis?
No, I don't. No.
Well, she
I thought you
changed
said
jobs, I guess.
because you said she was at TJ Maxx.
Burlington pay more. But I think she went to white or she
I never heard a word. It was just the music.
hold on. Oh damn it. Let me get up at my playlist. Hold on. Oh, history. Oh, let's see here. There we go. We'll go back to it. Let me play Jeremy.
I'm so tired of disappointments.
She talking.
Is it my fault that I've placed faith in man alone?
I hate songs that don't rhyme. Like that Chris Brown song everybody like, where he say fucking Robitussin and that baby you can. I love that song, but I hate the fact nothing on that bitch rhymes. Like he don't rhyme at all the whole song. I hate songs that don't rhyme. This sound like one that don't rhyme already.
I feel my strength getting weaker because I'm trying to fill a
You gonna
void
go to
that
hell
don't
laughing.
belong. I'm so unworthy of your hand. 'Cause day and night I just can't seem to understand just how your grace abounds for me.
No rhyming words.
I need your voice to guide me. Can you speak to me? I'll wait on you.
Okay.
Yes, I'll wait on you.
The music louder than the vocals, but okay, sing that shit with your non-rhyming ass. Go ahead. Truth, you're gonna go to hell if you laugh at this. I'm sure laughing at
I'm
this
not
is a sin.
laughing. I am
Don't be like
absolutely
me, I'm a
not
heathen.
laughing.
I like her earrings and her edges. I like her better than Q. I'm sorry, I do. Maybe it's because she light skinned.
Trey, that's a damn shame that you still have a light skinned husband.
It's called a preference, Truth. It's called a preference.
It's called whatever.
It's called what? It's called what?
Don't even worry
Would
about
you
it.
date a
Don't
man that's
worry about it.
5'5"? Would you date a man that's 5'5"?
Hell no.
Why not? It's a damn shame you gotta come. You discard niggas because they short. They ain't got
I'm
nothing.
not disregarding you because you short. I'm just not finna date you because you're shorter than me. That's it.
So you like taller men better.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I like light skinned women better. They pussy be pink.
Oh my
But that's
God,
just one of the
Trey.
reasons. And the
You know what?
areolas be different. It just different. Anywho,
I can't do this on my own. Yes, I would. Yes, I would for
no,
you.
I'm waiting on anybody to find me some rhyming lines in here. Find me one rhyming line. Find one.
It's your voice I want to know. To know. I fight depression and they don't
She ain't going
even
nowhere. Can't handle the truth.
know that suicide has had my ear.
The suicide.
But on your strength I stand, and I don't have to fear. No, I'm so unworthy of your hand. Seem to understand. I'll wait on you. You pull me through the snow. Yes, I'll wait on you to make me new. 'Cause in your word, I'm transformed. I can't do this on my own. Yes, I would. Yes, I would for you. Jehovah Jireh, you're enough. Please take my weight. I'm giving up.
That's enough. I'm done. It's like a minute and 20 here. Y'all got the gist of it. It don't rhyme. That's my only critique of it. It don't rhyme. I ain't got nothing else to say about it. Let me pull my what the fuck. I get to the what do you think? That was our reaction. What do you think? Smash it or trash it? I'm gonna say trash it. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say
Well,
trash it. What you say, Truth?
I'm gonna say, I would never like trash a gospel song, even if I don't necessarily prefer it. I'm not gonna trash it. Um, so I'm gonna smash it. Mm-hmm. Hey, candy corn. She said, "Oh wow." I don't. Where is Trey? Can y'all hear me? Cause I don't see me up on the screen, so I don't know if y'all can hear me.
I'm here. My mic it shut my mic out for a second. I was
It should
saying
have,
I ain't
cause you
saying
sounding this
so
morning.
because
It
it's
should have
got
cut your ass off. It should have cut you off.
so because of its gospel, you can't say it sucks.
No, I'm not gonna say it.
Is that what you saying? Because it's gospel,
That's
you can't say it sucks.
I hope this don't sound too bad. It reminds me of see, cause I listen to
If
all
it
type of.
sucked, nigga, if that's the case,
Wait
it
a
would
minute,
be a
no,
whole bunch
y'all.
of platinum gospel singers around this bitch.
Listen, Trey. Okay, now Uh, I hear echo. I don't know if you hear, but
Yes, I'll wait on
I listen to all type of
you.
music. I listen to all type of gospel music. It just reminds me of one of the Caucasian gospel people that I listen to. I'm just saying, it just reminds me of that side, their
It sound like
music.
the
That's
Bellevue Baptist Church.
it.
You said it sound like the white. She said it sound like the white folk on
I
gospel
said
song.
Caucasian. I said Caucasian. That's what I said.
That means white. Yes, I'll wait on. Yeah, it had to be written for the white people because they ain't got the rhyme or nothing. They don't care. You can't
Man,
get
look.
jiggy with this shit in church. You can't get jiggy with this. How you gonna catch the Holy Ghost to that? How's the preacher gonna catch a cadence to that where the drummer and the organ can do their thing?
I ain't saying nothing. I'm done.
God should have told her to hit delete on that track. He should have said, "Not this one, my child. Not this
I'm
one.
not gonna say
Go
that.
back in
I'm
the
not
booth."
gonna say that about that song.
God
I'm
should
not
have
gonna do
told
it.
her to go back into the booth.
I wonder if she wrote that. I think she may have.
You know, that's all. I just it just don't. It don't. That's my biggest critique. It don't rhyme. Nothing rhymed. The hook didn't rhyme. The verses didn't rhyme. Nothing. Like this, we just didn't got to the point where fuck it. I hate poems that don't rhyme. That was just spoken word put to a beat.
Hmm.
Church of White Lady. Church of Our White Lady. There's probably a church. Our church, Our Lady of Sorrow, Our Lady of
Damn.
Guadalupe.
Damn. Gay don't entertain Trey.
Here we go. Let's get back to this capping ass nigga here. Let me drop the link.
Crocker, pepper soup stew,
Pepper soup stew.
fresh
It don't look
crocker,
like no soup no more. That
carrot,
shit thick and muddy.
sweet potato, yummy. Mukbang, let's go.
Oh,
Now
you didn't catch it
fun,
yesterday,
guys.
Truth,
Watch me
where I caught him
eat
going,
this. Woo!
yummy. Mm.
I'm hungry. I can't wait.
Yeah,
If you like
yummy.
this, thumbs up.
Mm. No,
Mwah!
that seriously, that's
Oh,
how he sounded. He said,
big
yummy.
mukbang,
He
let's
grabbed the spoon and then he poured it on his hand and licked and said, Then he did it again and he shook his head all zesty like and said, man. I'm gonna show it to you. I'll show it to you at the end. I want to watch the whole video because we watched it yesterday. But this is shocking and strange because how in the fuck did he forget to put this in the other video when he's scamming?
Something is not right with this. With this.
Slow ass
I,
go
nigga.
and have fun, guys.
I mean, it looked like a big clump of shit. That look like something you step in. That look like something you step in and be like, fuck. You already know what it is when you stepped in it. That's supposed
damn.
to be fish, a big clump of fish. And his fish had snake skin print on it. So I don't know what the fuck this is.
Peace. Woo! I'm hungry. I can't wait. If you like this, thumbs up. Mwah! Let's go. This looks good. I love how it
It
looks.
look good to who?
Yummy.
Man, that look like salmon croquette with juice on top of it. It looked like Jack mackerel, sir, with tomato sauce and onions.
Made it. Go and watch it. Videos there.
With
Yo,
your sperm
Steve
cell
made
shirt on.
my people, my family. I'm here to show you
What are you watching on the TV?
pepper soup, stew, croaker fish, and sweet
It's
potato.
still 2 charges
Let's
for
say the grace and
you might be still ain't on though. It still ain't on. Boy, you look Chinese.
have fun. Father, we thank you for providing. May God bless us and faithful in Jesus' name. Amen. Let's eat. I'm hungry. I can't wait. Let's make them. Ooh. I love sweet potato a lot.
So you gonna put the sweet potatoes? If you were gonna put the sweet potatoes in the stew, why you ain't just let them soak up too in there? So now you dipping the sweet potatoes in the pepe and tomato paste stew.
Okay, so let me ask this question. So basically, what we're watching here. So the video that you reacted to what yesterday, it was him cooking this,
Mhm.
but he
Yes,
didn't eat.
that comes in 9 minutes. In 8 more minutes, he gonna go back to cooking. So we gonna see him cooking for the third time.
So basically, what he did for today's video or this video is he took the video he previously did where he was eating this, well, cooking this, and added him eating it. But he put it at the beginning of the video. Okay.
Which I think is what he meant to do with the second video yesterday. He just fucked up and uploaded the same thing twice. And then because I pointed out, I'm like, well, you see the thumbnail where the nigga was actually eating, but we don't see him eating. So then about 10 hours later, we get this portion added in front of the other one. So now we see him eat and cook. You scamming,
Okay.
OG. You scamming. You
I
trying
fell out.
hard to meet the threshold,
I
nigga.
fell out when I saw your thumbnail. You got scamming. You
Yeah, I'm a fool with the thumbnails now.
Why the fuck did they listen? I'm just at this point. I'm like, why did Trey discover the thumbnail app? Why? What happened? What?
And don't let me start paying the $15. I'm gonna have be cold with this shit. Cause with the $15
Oh
gent, you can take
Lord,
out the backgrounds and stuff, and they blend in perfectly. I'm like,
oh wow.
I'm gonna be like them big YouTubers. Pepe is red peppers. I don't know if they chili peppers, what
Who's
kind of
still
peppers,
asking
but
what's
they
Pepe?
Pepe's.
Now we all know what the
Leah,
Pepe bring now. Don't do that.
Leah said, "What is Pepe?" She ain't know.
Pepe is something that goes into every motherfucking dish. I don't give a fuck if it's oatmeal, grits, fish, uh nothing's good without Pepe.
Good morning,
Nothing.
amazing.
Absolutely nothing.
That's nice.
Of course you gonna say it's nice. You made it, nigga. You ain't gonna
I
be
made
like
this
this shit
delicacy
nasty.
and it's so good. I really appreciate it. I made it. Please go.
Look at the
Have some,
fish.
guys. Yeah.
Ew.
Love from Mr.
Ew.
Flores, man.
Nobody want no
Enjoy.
boiled fish, nigga. Ew.
Okay, I'm gonna
He's
have it for
spitting
you.
shit out in his hand. You ain't ew. Now, Goodwill, we just saw you spit that shit in your hand, sir. Where's your napkin? What is you gonna do with it? So you gonna hold it in your hand the entire 9 minutes? Funky hand ass nigga. Eating bones and all. Ooh. He
It's so
putting this shit
good.
on the floor. That's the hand he just had, bones and all. That's the hand he just spit the other shit in.
Tastes so good.
You gonna choke.
Guys, this is good.
How many times you gonna tell us it's good?
It's so good.
God damn.
Mmm.
Yeah, man. If I had to spit out bones every bite, I probably wouldn't eat it.
I told you can make this food with your loved ones.
We don't want
It's simple,
boiled
easy
fish,
to make.
sir. Look at this. This some shit you shouldn't eat on camera.
I love it. I love how it tastes. So yummy. The spice is not much, but very standard to my taste bud.
Little bowl there, nigga.
I made the fish so tasty and yummy to eat. Try some.
This nigga don't know no other words but good, tasty, and yummy.
Okay.
You're a grown man, sir. Grown men don't say yummy.
That's so good.
Here we go again. Now it tastes so good.
Mm-hmm. You want some?
No.
So good. I love how it tastes.
Sweet. And then he had them sweet potatoes the other day too. He must have bought a bag of them bitches. Remember, I was asking why his sweet potatoes was white. And y'all said that's what they used to make the pounded yam. Bone after bone after bone. He focused too. He ain't saying shit.
Sorry, forgive me. I can't focus. Just a minute. I'll get back to you.
I knew he couldn't focus. That nigga hungry in the motherfucker. He forgot he was recording. He was looking hard in the motherfucker at that bowl.
Just a minute, okay? Mm-hmm.
I hope his ass choke on a damn bone. This is disgusting. Now, sir, I challenge you because that's what your wife do. She just sit down and eat a meal. I challenge you to just sit down and eat a meal and see what it gets you. I'm gonna go watch this shit. Look at this. This ew. He ain't got a damn napkin or nothing. Truth, he already ain't got no dish rag or no dishwashing liquid. That man washed all that shit out yesterday with water in his hand. Cause yesterday while he was cooking, he washed everything with water in his hand.
Damn.
Talking about he got to make sure the sink sanitized and he just ran water.
Damn.
There is no dish towel, no sponge, no Ajax, no Clorox, no Dawn, no palm olive, nothing, just water. In one bowl. Lee Brooks says she heard kids too. So you ain't the only one.
Telling you. It's totally recommended by me.
He done edited him spitting out bones. Again, he don't have no paper towel and napkin on the side of him. He just putting this shit on the table.
I have a question. I have a question. Maybe he has OCD. Has he said anything in these couple of videos, anything about the hair growth stuff?
He said his next video is coming up, but I asked him why we get this video before part 3 through 7. Because he did 2 and took it down. But he mentioned that he got some coming, but he lied.
What's good? We've been working.
He just spitting the shit on
Cooking
the
and
table
eating.
at this point. He don't give a
That's all
fuck.
I'm
The African that
doing.
came out. But just spit it straight on it, motherfucker.
You know?
Straight on the goddamn table. He went from trying to be discreet to just fuck it. I'm gonna just spit on the table, y'all. Fuck it.
I'm enjoying myself.
Boy, your hands stanky
I
as
really
hell.
wish you to try this. If you have the chance, if you have the opportunity, you can cook. If you love cooking, just follow the process
No
of how I
ring.
made it. You can make it. You can make it.
But look how he holding his other hand. No ring on that one either.
We are one family. We somebody show them. That's the reason why I'm showing you how I make this. Just in case you're interested, you want to try it. You can do your thing. You know what I mean? You don't need no validation from nobody. As long as you feel like you want to make this, you know what I mean?
You don't need validation from anyone to make boiled fish soup.
You feel I would like to try this. Why not go on and try it?
Again, sir, you want to impress me? Fry a motherfucking chicken wing. That'll impress me.
Trying new things. Just this is very healthy for you, or this is all cooked fresh from the scratch, 100. You know. So I'm enjoying myself. I'm gonna keep eating, and we're gonna keep discussing on the low, low vibration, or low tone. You know what I mean? It's a spicy food before we got spice running through our nose.
How you
But
go from low vibrational to spicy foods? You all over the place, big kid.
so let's enjoy ourselves. It's still exercising. I went to the gym today. Yeah, I was early in the morning. I'm up.
I'm just saying. How do you go on acting like your wife does not exist? Now I can see if y'all never talked about each other, you ain't pop up all in her videos and shit of that nature. But now that the world knows y'all a couple, and both of y'all do YouTube, how in the fuck do you just not mention her anymore? Now she explained why she stopped mentioning you. It was bullshit, but at least she gave an explanation. Chinese eyed man, what is your explanation for not mentioning your wife on your channel? You ain't said I miss my wife, I love her, nothing. It's just fish. We going out looking at the fire lady. We buying rat and shit from the market and making soup. You just moved on. You doing inspirational talk with your sister. You showing men working out. This what are we doing here, Goodwill? What are we doing? You was running and jumping on the bridge, talking about you getting money from YouTube, but you have not mentioned her. You ain't even thanked her for showing you how to get the channel popping. No mention of it. It's like you wiped her away. But luckily for you, us people, we don't forget. I just find it odd. No mention at all. You still damn near a newlywed, brother.
You know what I mean? You know how it is. I'm early 5 bed. Yeah, I'm 5. I'm up. I'm doing my thing. I'm at the gym. I'm back. I'm at the market.
It's because it
I'm
got
back
elephant fat
vacation.
in it, Leo.
I'm back here with you. I'm back here
They
editing.
got
I'm
lion and
dropping
elephant
this
fat.
video. I was discussing on conversation. So it's a full blessed day. And I really appreciate God for the strength and knowledge and ability to keep rolling every day. I'm grateful. I'm gracious. God is great. And I love you, my fans. This vibe has been waiting. I kept it for you. Well, no one is taking it, so I'm going to take it on your behalf. Okay? Right. Mmm.
It finna be 1,000,001 bones in there. Look at this. This is some nasty shit.
Yummy.
Mm. We just watched him chew. I can see him spitting the bones on the plate. He's spitting the bones on the table. Goodwill says, show him his opponent. Look at, ew! What hog looking ass nigga? This nigga grinding the bones up. What it do, Javar? Ew, 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 ew.
Guys, I'm enjoying this food so much, so good, so much that I can't even focus. I'm enjoying this food so much, so much. I'm asking you to please go and make it.
That nigga edited to say the same thing again. He must have choked on that bone.
I recommend you try this.
Ew.
Anybody can eat this. Anybody can make it. If you follow the process, just do and make it.
He really want people to make that nasty ass shit. Our sweet potatoes are the white, sir. I'm so tired of seeing this nigga spit.
You gotta be careful with the bones. You gotta be careful when it comes to bones. I'm telling you, these bones are something else.
What the hell?
Fave Nation, look at mine.
And there you go, True. There you go, cooking.
Stew. Made with croaker fish, carrot. It's coming on the way. It's going.
No, you asked about his hair video.
My
Here you
head,
go.
like
continue.
and share this video for positive use. Let's move. My head.
You can only use his video for positive use. What a motherfucker jump back.
Coming, but right now what I'm giving you is now okra for you as well. Feed Nation is going down soon, right? This second. Potatoes for you will make me you want me to be back. I'm back. I'm right here. I'm here to grind for you. We'll make stew and sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes is going down soon, right? This second. Okay. Feed Nation. What did I say? We'll make you right now. Okra for you as well. The fresh okra is coming, but right now what I'm giving you is fresh croaker fish.
The fresh okra never came, Truth. It never came. And none of the 3 videos did the fresh okra come.
The soup stew and potatoes, sweet potatoes. So let's do here is nothing but we cook and we eat together and we share positive vibes and motivate people like you and I that need it. You know what I mean? So we move together.
Fuck you, Goodwill.
Just keep my food at night.
Somebody say something about some kids coming up.
Get my food at nice and home. And this blended ginger. You can see I'm not that. I want to
Okay, I hear the kids. It sound like they're outside though. That sound like some shit outside in the neighborhood. But then they were saying while he was sitting down eating, people in the comments were asking him who in the kitchen. Now these folks got some supersonic hearing.
this is ginger powder.
I
What
just
is
got to
in
play
here
this
is
part for
ginger
truth.
powder, seasoning, and
Do you want me to show him wash? See, he said he sanitized the sink, but we still got fish and shit in there. Truth. Man, you gonna make me go through this motherfucker.
chip.
We're gonna go back, truth. I'm gonna show you his lack of dish towel and
I'm
soap.
watching.
Now look,
Yeah, I'm gonna
did you
clean
see?
my.
Ooh. Well, first of all, let me show you Flipper. Flipper's snout is finna be in his bowl.
Oh my God.
That's Flipper right there. That is Flipper. That is a dolphin snout. And then the rest of this look like rattlesnake. He say that's fish, but I know rattlesnake skin when I see it.
Ebros, don't do that. I am intently watching and reacting to this video. Don't do that. Wait a minute. What the hell?
Rest in peace, Dolph. Shit. You see that damn thing? Now look at that.
I can't identify none of that shit, Trey, at this point. Shit.
So yeah, I'm gonna
Ebros,
get
I'm
my
gonna get you.
fish.
That's clearly dolphin snout.
Oh God, not Flipper. Oh shit.
Now look at all of this. You gotta watch this thing because he gonna have raw fish everywhere. He gonna squeeze it and then watch what he does to sanitize.
Oh
He
God.
said he's sanitizing, but he don't use no towel. He don't use no paper towel, no sponge, no rag, and most importantly, he don't use no type of soap.
I
But
be
he
sure.
said he disinfected and washing everything down. The nigga called himself washing the knife off, and all he used was water in his hand.
I don't know what it is about these motherfucking YouTube content creators when they go to cooking, they don't. Oh my God. Oh. Oh.
And
So
he didn't put everything he didn't cook got put in this little ass bowl. At
I'm
some
looking.
point, it all set in that bowl.
Wow.
clean my fish.
Whole dolphin head. And then he just gonna boil this shit. And then he just gonna boil it. He pulling out fins and shit. His wife fish be big as a motherfucker. He eating a baby dolphin. Yeah, Goodwill. I'm recycling too because you spitting bones out, so this is like a whole new video. You just gonna be mixed in with 9 other news stories.
My fish is well clean. Drop in my pot. Some my pot.
That look like snake. squeezing it. This the important part, Truth. We almost about to sanitize. He ain't have his ring on when he cooked or when he ate.
So my fish is well clean. I'm done with that.
She
Straight to
said,
the next
fuck
one.
cleaning the other pieces. I'm just gonna rub it in the dirty water that just came out of the bucket. Squeeze this shit. Let me get fish juice everywhere. And then he just sprayed fish juice all in the sink. Now he finna sanitize with no soap. Look at him clean the bowl and the knife.
This
See,
is
you
not
thought I
good.
was lying when I said the nigga cleaned the knife with just his hand.
Yes, and I'm even wondering if the water is
So now we
hot.
got fish guts. It don't look hot. You ain't seen no steam come up out that motherfucker. I guess I like we had to heat up hot as hell on the hot water tank. Then
Hell
we won't
yeah.
be scalded when that shit come out.
So I'm done with it. I'm done with it. My sink is well clean.
It's clean.
Sanitized. Not smelling of fish. I'm just gonna go straight and put my fish on fire. This is what I came up with. I'm just gonna go straight and put my thighs. Not smelling of fish. I'm just gonna go straight.
It's clean.
Sanitize. Not smelling of fish.
It's sanitized. How?
I'm done with it. My sink is well clean. Sanitize. Not smelling of fish. I'm just gonna go straight and put my fish.
No dish rag, no dish detergent. He literally ran some water on the knife, took his hand, slid it across that bitch, and said, "My sink is sanitized, no smelling of fish." The bowl just got rinsed out. Use the nasty African. He did the same thing with that motherfucking bowl too, because he said, I'm going to rinse this out and put that water in there. Look, he went back to that damn bowl. The bowl that he cleaned out with no dish detergent or nothing. He finna put the carrots in there. Do that bowl look clean?
Okay. I'm
Absolutely not.
gonna shave this carrot.
Everything to touch that bowl.
I'm gonna shave this carrot. Why? So I can add it there to be cooking together. So it can get soft quickly. I'll be missing my tomatoes.
Oh, on this one, did he
My
change your
paste tomatoes
flavor?
will
No,
miss there. Everywhere smells so
like,
good
what
already.
the fuck is this?
The aroma here is so nice. Then after that,
I'm almost done with you, Goodwill. I just got a laugh for it. Look at that bowl again. The bowl is back in use. The sink that he didn't disinfect it. Now, correct me if I'm, but don't that look like fish remnants in the sink
In the
along with the
drain,
carrot peel? Fish
in the
in
drain,
there.
yeah.
And now the sink that was just rinsed out and still got fish. Yeah, in the drain. Uh-huh. And now the poor potatoes, well, I guess he's peeling them and they're going to go, but all of it is cross-contaminated, so it don't even matter. Everything just tastes fishy.
I'm shaving it.
And that's the same pot he used for all his stews. That must be the soup cooking pot. Passed down from generation to generation to generation.
Soup is cooking very good. I love it. Fave Nation, look at my pepper soup. My potato.
I just got to get to
smelling good. Nice aroma, yeah, so delicious. You want to see a sample? Okay, I'll just sample, guys. Let's try some. Try some.
And then you edited yourself burning the shit out your hand and coming in sounding gay.
Damn.
Let's try some.
I was like, why he ain't just eat it from the spoon? He pouring it like eating it from the spoon, burning your hand, same result. If it's too hot to stick directly in your mouth, it's too hot for your hand. But listen to that sound. And then the nigga put it on his hand and blew.
Try some. Try some.
Something wrong with him.
The man is autistic. He's autistic. He just functioning. Let's hear that sound one more time.
Damn.
Y'all,
Let's try some.
y'all is gonna hear that sound all goddamn day. Every time y'all look around, y'all gonna hear "Nyam, nyam." And then he moved his neck zesty with it.
So good. So delicious.
So delicious. And then he gonna lick the spoon that was on the counter. So you pick the spoon, you put the spoon down to put it on the counter and come back. All right, we done with Goodwill. On to the next story. I wasn't expecting to be on Goodwill so long. How long been on this motherfucker?
Sean
That's a
Diddy
damn
Combs
shame.
is facing new allegations of coercion, intimidation, and all-around bad behavior in a new podcast from the BBC. We're taking a deep dive with one of the journalists to address these latest reports. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. I have so much money now that I could hire someone to kill you and nobody would know. No one would miss you. No one would know anything. Those are the words that Sean Diddy Combs allegedly said to a colleague back in the 90s, leaving those working very closely with him pretty shaken. So the BBC spoke with more than 20 people about the allegations that have been leveled against the disgraced music mogul. It includes Daniel Evans, we're going to be talking, former senior executive at Bad Boy Records. The BBC World Service has a new podcast, Legal Predicaments, as
Hi, Melissa.
2004. Now, something to note. Combs has always denied that he ever committed any sort of sex crime. He is reportedly ready to fight to clear his name. In response to the BBC's reporting, his legal team wrote, "As we've said before, Mr. Combs cannot dignify every publicity stunt or facially absurd claim with a response. He has full confidence in the judicial process where the truth will prevail. These accusations are pure fiction." So what are some of those accusations? Well, we have to go back to Combs' early days in the music business. Hey, quick sidebar from Sidebar for a minute to tell you guys about this. You know, Morgan & Morgan is our incredible sponsor and partner. Well, they're also the official law firm partner of the UFC, and it makes total sense, right? Because fighting is in their DNA, like UFC fighters for their clients. Rihanna Croxford, she's been on the show before talking about, I think the last time was the sex trafficking allegations involving the Abercrombie and Fitch, or former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO. But now we have her again, reporter for the BBC, who has been part of this Diddy on Trial podcast, has been following the saga extensively. Rihanna, it's so good to see you again. Thanks for coming back here on Sidebar.
Thanks for having me back on.
So,
hello, Gabe.
I'm working on that right now. Getting my drop. Oh, you know, I was going to ask, what was her excuse for not mentioning him no more?
You have been learning.
She was setting boundaries, and she let people in her life, and she was stopping.
Okay.
And so she took the whole page down and said she stopped mentioning him on her page. She was like, since she deleted them, we got to delete them too, which we are as soon as he tell us they broke up. Ain't nobody gonna be studying his ass then.
So she's still not addressing it like that, huh? All right.
Through your investigation.
No, she not. You know, women will just avoid this shit and it won't count. This marriage didn't count in her head. She already prepared it when she popped back out in 3 more months.
Don't crochet. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, we did a whole live where y'all told us how stuff didn't count on the Nasty Live.
You throwing shade, Trey. You throwing shit.
I'm not throwing shade. I'm just pointing out women don't count. They will say this shit don't count. So this marriage didn't count. Even though he's the only one, ain't happy, it don't count.
Okay.
She can tell people she ain't never been married. No, she can actually tell the new nigga she ain't never been married because she could just delete all the videos. It's not they didn't get married here, so it ain't no marriage license.
Exactly. It's not recognized here. She's not married here. So she can pretty much, maybe that's why she stay coming back. She can pretty much do the hell she want over here on this land.
Because they don't count.
Right.
They don't count.
Ooh, child. What a life.
Sure. So I think we all saw those headlines back in November 2023 of Cassie Ventura filing her lawsuit against P. Diddy. That's what got all of this steamrolling.
I bet you do.
And
like
I've been
BBC.
following the case since then. And obviously we've seen in recent months There have been so many lawsuits against Diddy accusing him of drugging and assault, more than 40 of those. And a lot of them do date back to the 90s. So I've been looking into that area of his career in particular, trying to find out more about the makings of P. Diddy, or Puff Daddy, as he was known back then, and trying to find out from people who used to work with him and people in his inner circle, were there potentially early warning signs about some of the allegations that we're seeing now? And as I mentioned, some of these allegations of drugging and assault do go right back to the start of his career in the 1990s.
And my understanding is, so if you go where he launched Bad Boy, he was, rising star. There's a name that's come up, Daniel Evans. Who is he and what is his connection to this?
Right, so Daniel Evans is one of the original employees of Bad Boy Records. Bad Boy Records being Sean Combs's Grammy Award-winning music label that he started in 1993. It had top artists like the Notorious B.I.G. and Craig Mack. And Daniel Evans at the time was in a finance role with the company, so he managed Bad Boy's recording budgets. He was one of 20 people who I spoke with who knew about Sean Combs back then. And he told me some really striking things. He told me that there was a bit of a hookup culture at the company where it wasn't uncommon for some staff to be having relationships with junior interns. He also told me that corporate funds were used to fly in women across the United States to have sex at the recording studio at the request of artists and other employees. And he actually said that this money was not only coming from the company, but it was being recorded under travel. So that's how common it was. And he was sort of like, it was almost as easy as if, you were ordering food to the studio. That's how routine some of those requests had become. But he also talked about some of his own incidents, some of his own experiences. He told me about an incident back in about 1995 when he first started at the company. It was in his very first week in the job. He told me about walking in on his boss, Sean Combs, in the recording studio, having sex with a young woman who he described as being quiet, not really talkative. He said he opened the door, he thought the room was empty in this recording studio. He says that Sean Combs basically swore at him, told him to get out. But he was really struck looking back that the woman herself didn't respond or react in any way. And he says, knowing what he knows now about some of the allegations that have come to light, that incident has really played on his mind. Why didn't that woman react? Why wasn't she that talkative? Could she have been high on?
Because she was paid to do a job. Talking is not part
Exactly.
of
What
the
the
job
hell?
description.
What, he wanted a conversation? And then you walking in on them doing the do. So what is he supposed to say?
Like, nigga, if that's what she came to do, she would have sucked his dick while you was driving the car, sir. What do you mean it's no reaction? Some folks is just freaky like that. P. Diddy is the one that reacted, said, get your bitch ass out. He paid for this session. Literally, because he rented the studio.
Drugs? Was she just shy? Yeah, I had a lot of questions around that. So those are three of the kind of the big things that he told us about. Corporate funds being used to fly in women for sex. His own incident that he witnessed in the recording.
I don't like that anybody, businessmen, all types of men who have wealth, they travel and they meet people in other states. I don't think it's fair if you meet somebody in another state, y'all exchange contact information, and you fly them out. They considering it sex trafficking now because they're saying if you fly them out with the intent to fuck them, then that's sex trafficking, and that's bullshit.
That is bullshit.
It's a willing participant. It's dating. Like, so life for entertainers is about to get real tricky now.
Mm-hmm.
Video as well as there being a
And she keeps
broader
saying,
hookup
use
culture
jets
at the company,
to
which a
fly
lot of
women
staff
out for
told us about
sex.
at the time.
I mean, it's very
uncommon.
consistent with the criminal allegations that he's facing, essentially using his business empire and money to facilitate a criminal enterprise and a sex trafficking enterprise. So very consistent. Does he believe all of the allegations against Sean Combs?
I think Daniel Evans, like many of the people that I've spoken with, especially those who knew Diddy back in the 90s, do find it really hard to reconcile what they've been hearing with the man that they knew. To put it into context, Diddy was only 23 when he started Bad Boy Records. This was a young label run by 20-somethings who, in their own words, everyone there wanted to have fun, party, hook up, and build good memories. So they've been finding a 23-year-old they knew at the start of the company, this kind of bold, brash go-getter who was this upcoming rising star in the music industry, is now being hit with so many of these allegations. And Daniel in particular said to me that, he didn't want to believe this, but it wasn't until he saw that video of Cassie Ventura, Sean Combs' ex-partner of 10 years, who used to be at the label, that video on CNN of Sean Combs beating her at a hotel in LA, that he really sat there and thought, wow, has anything changed? And
I can play clips of several people that said Cassie was handing out ass whoopings. She was handing them joints out randomly. And also, she was the ringleader of most of their freak-offs.
Makes sense. Same thing with Epstein and that other chick.
It reminded him, that incident with Cassie.
What?
Like Epstein and that, I forgot her name.
Damn,
like
she was fine
Giselle,
right there.
Grisella or some shit like that. She set up all
Christine Maxwell. Giselle or something like that. No,
Yeah,
Christine Maxwell. There it is. Christine Maxwell.
Yeah, she's the one that's getting all the young
something
chicks.
that Daniel told me that he witnessed back in 1997. So, a decade before.
But she was getting a million.
His biggest paycheck by offices in New York City, having him
Happy belated birthday,
annoyed.
People's Lounge. I heard
And he
Truth
turned
Tell
to
You
one
last
staff
night.
member and basically said, I have so much money now that I could hire someone to kill you and nobody would even know. Nobody would even ask questions. So they were all looking back saying there were some warning signs back in the 90s of how money and power was getting to his head.
Rihanna, I also understand, before I have to let you go, you spoke with a Jimmy Maines. Who's Jimmy Maines?
So Jimmy Maines is somebody who worked at Uptown Records with Sean Combs back in the early 90s. So before Sean Combs started Bad Boy Records, he got his start at Uptown, which was another hip-hop label at the time. And he was 19 when he got that job, and he rose to this really senior role as talent director. So that's where he got his start. And Jimmy was basically describing to me how Sean Combs had a bit of a temper. He used the language that Sean Combs acted like a bratty kid in the office. If he didn't get his way, he would bang his hands on the table. He would start yelling like this kind of immature, naive 19-year-old. And, Jimmy was thinking about some of those incidents. And, at the end of our interview, when I spoke with him, he sort of said to me, many have been questioning, do I know the real over the decades? And he said something really poignant. He said to me, Monster, that's not the guy that I remember. And then he kind of paused and said, but maybe money gives you the freedom to be who you really are. And maybe he was that guy all along. So that's a question a lot of people who know Sean Combs have been grappling with. Do I know him? Did I know him? What does all of this mean now in light of what we've been hearing and all?
I'll let you go real quick. That
nobody's given me any indication about that yet. I mean, we just published this story yesterday. I'm still checking in with my sources, seeing how they're feeling and how they're doing. But, you know, as far as I know, no one's been approached about anything yet.
Well, you're doing great reporting over there at the BBC. Diddy on Trial. I encourage everybody to take a look at it. And just always excellent reporting from Rhianna Croxford. It was great seeing you, and thank you for coming back here on Sidebar.
Thanks for having me on.
And I just wanted to address a couple more things about Daniel Evans that was talked about in the podcast. So he managed Bad Boy's recording budgets and artist contracts between 1994 and 1997. So he not only had a front row seat to Combs' alleged antics and how they changed over the years, but when he's talking about how the studio became a party spot and how women would be flown in on Bad Boy's dime, when you think about that, these random women coming in, essentially he controlled the budgets. He told the BBC it was probably like thousands of dollars. I don't think it happened all that often, but it was definitely a recording expense. So Evans worked on things like the budgets, says Combs' own request to have certain women meet him somewhere was managed by his personal assistants. And one of those assistants told the BBC with to put the assistant said they.
Thank you. They weren't sex workers. He was messing around with them, but they're trying to say that's sex trafficking.
Don't make you a bad person.
For the federal case, because the big part of the federal case is commercial sex work, commercial sex workers, transporting people across state lines. Now, on top of the criminal case, Combs is facing civil lawsuits in both federal and state court. He and his attorneys are likely very, very, very busy. The claims of rape and abuse and those lawsuits, they come from men, they come from women, and they also come from people who say that they were just children when they were attacked. The lawsuits paint Combs as this intimidating man who used his power and influence to force himself on people, which, by the way, mirrors the federal indictment. In fact, just yesterday, here on Sidebar, we talked about a John Doe who says that he was this adult entertainment dancer back in 2007, performed for Combs in Las Vegas. And he says Combs promised him major opportunities in the music business, but really was essentially just treating him as a sex slave. His lawsuit reads, plaintiff was at all relevant times a Las Vegas-based entertainer who aspired to become a musician. Knowing that plaintiff desperately sought a breakthrough in the music industry, Combs enticed plaintiff with.
Who feels sorry for this grown-ass man who got treated like a groupie?
Not me. They know what they're doing when they get on these planes.
You got your feelings involved. You got your feelings involved, G. You no different than one of these hoes that think they can act and they get a spot with a producer and the producer like, you suck at acting, but I could get you a role if you sleep with me. That's what you did with Diddy, essentially. And now you crying. See, they got grown men acting like straight bitches in the public and they don't care. This ain't even Lil Rod. This another nigga. Let's skip this back. This is the adult entertainer. So he a male stripper dancing for Diddy and turned into a groupie.
His lawsuit reads, plaintiff was at all relevant times actually just says Combs entertainment dancer back in 2000. We talked about a John Doe who says that he was this adult entertainment dancer back.
He don't want to put his name on it though, because he know he gonna look soft. Nigga, you're gonna have to disclose your name eventually, sir.
Back in 2007, performed for Combs in Las Vegas. And he says Combs promised him major opportunities in the music business, but really was essentially just treating him as a sex slave. His lawsuit reads, plaintiff was at all relevant times a Las Vegas-based entertainer who aspired to become a musician, knowing that plaintiff
you got finesse, my nigga. Get over it.
Desperately sought a breakthrough in the music industry. Combs enticed plaintiff with fraudulent promises of a career in the music industry.
You willingly let him play with your booty. You ain't get it in writing. You slept with the man or you did whatever it was required because you thought you were going to be a rapper. Boy, shut the fuck up. What you say, Gabe?
Nothing. I was just laughing.
This shit is crazy.
Combs used his false promises of career advancement as weapons, trapping plaintiff in a vortex of exploitation and fear. Combs did not follow through with these promises. Instead, Combs subjected plaintiff to a relentless pattern of drugging, sexual assaults, death threats, clandestine recording, blackmail, and psychological manipulation that far exceeded any bounds of consent or professionalism. And John Doe also calls out Bad Boy for its apparent involvement in enabling this alleged scheme. Quote, Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs' production company, facilitated Combs' calculated abuse and played a significant part in Combs' ruthless scheme to exploit plaintiff. Now, John Doe worked through an agency that used pseudonyms so he wouldn't know his client was Combs until he showed up. This happened on multiple occasions. He also says that he wouldn't have been able to tell in advance that he was going to what is essentially a Diddy party. The complaint reads, on these additional engagements through plaintiff's agencies, Combs offered plaintiff beverages, which plaintiff consumed. Combs also...
Okay, but now, according to that, it seems like he was booked several times and Diddy used pseudonyms, so he didn't know it was Diddy until he got to the party. But after the first time, he ain't like it. He ain't come through on his promises. Why would you keep, when you got to the Diddy party and you seen it was a Diddy party, you simply leave and tell your agency why? Whatever.
Until he showed up. John Doe worked through an agency that used pseudonyms so he wouldn't know his client was Combs until he showed up. This happened on multiple occasions. He also says that he wouldn't have been able to tell in advance that he was going to what is essentially a Diddy party. The complaint reads, on these additional engagements through plaintiff's agencies, Combs offered plaintiff beverages, which plaintiff consumed. Combs also asked plaintiff to apply baby oil to plaintiff's skin during the performances, which plaintiff did. After applying the baby oil, plaintiff became unusually sleepy, disoriented, confused, exhausted, drowsy, weak.
Now, I'm sure this complaint came after the baby oil revelation to the public that the FBI had. They took all this baby oil, and yet he has still yet to be hit with any drug charges related to said baby oil. It could have just actually it was baby oil because it would have been said by now. The drug testing was done on that shit within 24 hours. They knew if it was drugs in the baby oil or not. Nigga, you took the drink from him. You took drinks from him, but that ain't why you got sleepy, disoriented, confused, exhausted, drowsy, weak, confused, sluggish. This nigga look like he just read the side effect of any name brand drug out there. But it was the baby oil, not the alcohol that he had been drinking. The baby oil.
Well, I guess that'll do it to you.
Sluggish, numb, alarmed by the sensation of being trapped in his own body. Plaintiff felt a heavy sensation behind his eyes and felt that moving his body became more difficult and exhausting. And once Combs learned that John Doe had these lofty music goals, the alleged victim says he would use the promise of fame and money to convince John Doe to fly. But instead, he says Combs forced him to perform sex acts under the threat of violence. And later on, according to...
And you kept taking your dumb ass back. So he said, hey, G, come out here, fly out here, playboy. Let me listen to your demo. And then when you got there, he said, cut that shit off. He did like Truth did. He pushed play and stop and said, nah, playboy, take that, take that. And you went back a second time when he called you again and said, hey, yo, you want to fly out to the studio so I can listen to your demo? You fell for the banana in the tailpipe literally more than once. Come on, man.
The alleged victim says he would use the promise of fame and money to convince John Doe to fly to wherever Combs was, ostensibly so Combs would listen to his music, but instead he says Combs forced him to perform sex acts under the threat of violence. And
you gotta skip it back so we can hear times.
Difficult and exhausting. And once Combs learned that John Doe had these lofty music goals, the alleged victim says he would use the promise of fame and money to convince John Doe to fly to wherever Combs was, ostensibly.
So it happened more than once because he wanted to be famous. He was okay with being raped. Are y'all listening to this shit? Because according to him, Diddy took it on more than one occasion, but he kept flying out because he wanted to be famous. And he already had been raped once, and he kept going back with the promise of being famous. Anywhere Diddy was, he would fly to anywhere Diddy was. So this happened on more than one occasion.
He's paying his dues.
I don't get it. I don't get this shit. Free Diddy.
So Combs would listen to his
They
music,
doing too much.
but instead he says Combs forced him to perform sex acts under the threat of violence.
Forced
and later
him.
on, according to the law,
A grown ass man. Now, I'm pretty sure you got to have muscles and stuff to be a male dancer. It was just you and him one-on-one, and he threatened you to the point where you lost all your manhood and just gave it up. You didn't try to fight. Females fight back, and you didn't.
All he did was
take that. This nigga better not have no Terry Crews type muscles. We don't know who he is because he Jane Doe. But I'm pretty sure he wasn't no fat slob as an adult dancer. As a male dancer, I'm pretty sure he wasn't a fat slob. He had to be in shape, physically fit.
Yep.
With what they call them, beefcakes, hunks, all that shit there. I'm sure he had to fit that type mold. And Diddy in there. Diddy's a normal guy, not real big, muscular, physically imposed and none of that. And he threatened you to whoop your ass if you ain't have sex with him. Some things you just die about, sir. That would be one of them, nigga. You gonna have to fuck me. You got to kill me and fuck me. That's what you're going to have to do.
Not the fuck.
It's not gonna happen willingly. You're gonna have to fuck a corpse, nigga. You're gonna have to be a necrophiliac. No, I'm just saying, what the fuck? If that's my choices, let you stick your penis in me or die, nigga, I'm gonna die trying to kill you. One of us gonna die.
That's my thing, People's Lounge. See, I be trying not to say nothing about this shit because it's, the thing about it is when a person is wrong, you get them for their wrongs. You just don't throw all this extra shit upon it, right? So she said, my opinion, none of them were forced. If they went the first time and kept going, they're not victims. See, that's the thing, and that be my question. And that's why, like I said, I can't wait for the trial. Because the thing, what I want to know is these people, right, especially all these randoms that's coming out, because, people still coming out, were they regulars at these parties? Because my thing is, if I go to a party, right, if I go to a house party, and I go there and some shit happen, like I take a drink and I don't feel right. I take a drink, I wake up the next morning, I'm damn near comatose and shit like that. Like if I feel like something weird happened at that party, I'm not going back. I'm not gonna keep going back. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense to me. Like these victims, are they one time, did it happen one time and they didn't go back? Or did they continuously go back? Like this dude here, he continually went back. Like this right here is they were being paid.
Because he wanted to be famous.
Right, and they were being paid. And they knew what they were doing. It's like if you go to a party and you get fucked up so bad to whereas the whole night events you don't even remember. And let me tell you something. Your body knows when it's been drugged. Like when you've been drugged, right? It is what it is. You wake up, you don't remember nothing, you feel funny and all this type of bullshit. So if you feel like something like this happened the first time you went and you feel like you was violated, why continue to go back? It does not make sense to me. It don't.
Male or female? Especially male. So I gotta ask this male. Had you ever been with a man before this situation? Because he talking about going to parties for Diddy, even after some of this shit happened, plus flying around and shit.
Sounds like he was part of his his private dancers.
Yeah, on his private time, he was getting up with Diddy. Then when Diddy was having parties, he was getting booked through the agency and would get there, didn't know it was a Diddy party until he got there and still stayed. After at the party, Diddy was giving him drinks and he was drinking them, and then Diddy told him to roll baby oil on him, and he did, and then he started feeling sluggish, sleepy, all the side effects. And he kept going, and like he didn't leave when he went to the second Diddy party. It was like, well, I know I feel weird after the baby oil shit last time.
But shit, it was a good party. Might as well go again.
Yeah, more drinks. More drinks. Mazel tov.
Found out that Combs allegedly had secretly made Secco didn't do coming out with his own story until the flood of.
This is what I don't understand. Diddy secretly recorded him fucking a man. A random man who not famous at all. This nigga's just a male stripper. Versus Diddy. Who would be looked at worse in that situation if that tape was released? The random nigga that don't nobody know, or Diddy?
Diddy.
That's what I'm saying. Now the females, I can understand the females being said. He said if I put the video out, yeah, that would be like a little groupie tape. But Diddy would look crazy in the rap industry leaking a video of him and another dude fucking.
Into the mainstream. Having that video. Why would you even have that?
Exactly. Let me tell you something. All in all, because I feel like Diddy did some fucked up shit, a whole lot of fucked up shit. I just don't agree with the extra shit. The extra shit, motherfuckers. This whole fake ass me too. But this is the thing. He was a sick bastard. I mean,
I think he bisexual.
As much as you got evidence on these people that you recorded, right? Because according to the streets, he got tapes on some big people, right? But you got evidence. You gotta remember, all that evidence is geared towards you too as well. You crazy bastard. Just saying.
You gonna be just as gay,
right? Right.
If not more.
I'm just saying.
You wanted to keep it for memories.
Because you was the one throwing the parties. They wasn't having them motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't with the men talking about some. Well, he scared me. He said he was gonna release the tape, gonna make him look bad too. And then in that tape, you could say he took it. Since that's what you claiming he did now.
Lawsuits against Combs started in November of 2023 with the bombshell suit from his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura. But we've heard similar stories from some of the women allegedly assaulted inside Bad Boy's recording studio out in New York in their own civil lawsuits against Combs. They say they've been dealing with trauma for years. They finally felt like they could address it publicly because they weren't alone. In fact, on May 21st of last year, we had model Crystal McKinney who filed the lawsuit against Sean Combs, Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings, Music 19 is flown to MTV's first model in New York, and she claims after going to dinner with a designer and Combs invited her to the studio. And her lawsuit says that when she got there, Combs was there with several men drinking, smoking marijuana, and she says that she took one hit of the marijuana, but thinks it was laced with something else. And she claims Combs took her into the bathroom and forced her to perform oral sex on him. Then we have a woman named April. He filmed it, which she says she didn't find out about until years later. Her lawsuit states in or about 2023, Miss Lampros was at a function and a gentleman informed the man that Miss Lampros was dating that he should reconsider dating her because Lampros, this redacted name, shared that he saw the tape during the summer of 1997. According to Mr. Lampros, she was told that Mr. Combs apparently recorded them having sex without her knowing and showed it to people. Third woman, Talia Graves, sued Combs in September of last year, alleging that when she was 25 years old back in 2001, she was lured to Bad Boy's recording studio, where she believed she was drugged and viciously raped by Combs and his bodyguard, Joseph Sherman.
It goes beyond just physical harm caused by and during the assault. It's a pain that reaches into your very core of who you are and leaving emotional scars that may never fully heal. Some of the hardest parts of this pain are the shame and the guilt I have experienced
97
to function properly.
to 2023, 24. She didn't say anything.
Damn near 20 years.
From 97, whatever, when somebody said they saw the tape could have been from 95, 96. But still, no, not a word of it until everybody and their mama started suing him. Until she heard Cassie was suing him.
And jump on the bandwagon. Get paid.
And she got about 8 people named in the lawsuit. She hoping anybody settle.
Has often made me feel worthless, isolated, and sometimes responsible for what happened to me.
Face looks dry to me.
My family issues made the pain even worse. I was already going through a divorce at the time of the assault and did not get the support that I needed.
So she wasn't a teen or anything like that.
I was also faced with disbelief and judgment. This has put a strain on my selection of men. But many relationships became aggressive and abusive, which has made me feel even more alone in my struggles.
Now, again, Combs has not been found liable in any way in any of these lawsuits. He's not been found guilty of the charges he's facing. He's settled the multi-million-dollar lawsuit with Cassie Ventura one day after she filed her suit in 2023, but didn't admit to anything. And he is innocent until proven guilty in the court of criminal law as well. As far as that criminal case, we're waiting an upcoming enterprise letter from prosecutors, which may lay out more details like dates, locations, participants as part of this overall racketeering charge. So we'll keep our eyes out for that one. But right now, that's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you should get your podcasts. I'm Jesse.
Next story.
Thank you all for coming.
Detroit.
How horrific.
Detroit mother accused of killing child, burying him in shallow grave.
There are some future alleged facts that could be worse than what I'm talking about at the time. Knowing all the while, though, that there's always a worse set of facts on the horizon. Well, that day has come again. So I want to talk about a case of a young boy named Zamar King III. The police department was notified and summoned to a house on Whittingham House. When he went to that house, the landlord contacted him when he went to that house to prepare it for a new tenant. That he called the police because he found a shallow grave in the backyard of the home on Whittingham. Upon arrival, the police were shown that grave where a human foot was sticking out of the ground. The foot was believed to be belonged to a small child. After an extensive investigation by quite a few agencies, and the chief will talk about it in a minute, the buried body was discovered to be 9-year-old Zamar King III. That the mother of young Zamar was 41-year-old Brandy Pierce. It's alleged that she killed him, and that the cause of death found by the medical examiner was smothering and neck compression. So I want to just further go ahead and tell you what other facts about this case. It's alleged that she purchased a shovel. She bound him by tying his hands and feet together and dug a hole in the background of the house on Whittingham, where she had been living for a short time. She then put him in this hole and covered him with dirt. That after killing her son, she and her other son, who was 3 years old, moved to Georgia, Cobb County to be exact. It was determined that this, in fact, happened sometime in October of 2024. That Zamar's mother, Brandy Pierce, is currently in Cobb County, Georgia, and we will be requesting her to be extradited back to Michigan. We are charging Brandy Catrice Pierce today with 1 count of murder in the first degree premeditation, which carries a life without parole sentence, mandatory. Count 2 is homicide felony murder. Again, the mandatory penalty is life in prison without the possibility of parole. Our 3rd count is child abuse in the first degree, life or any term of years in prison. The first degree child abuse is the felony to make out the felony murder we are alleging. Count 4 is tampering with evidence, criminal case punishable by more than 10 years in prison. And the 5th one is interfering with, concealing and interfering with the death of the individual, 5 years, of course, that being 9-year-old Zamar King. As always, this defendant is presumed innocent unless or until proven guilty. I should tell you that Judge Aaliyah Sabri of the 36th District Court authorized these charges yesterday and is back in the state of Michigan. So, of course, there is no next day for court. Again, let me just repeat. These charges and allegations are quite serious. They're deadly. They're shocking. Every platitude that you can think of. But again, Ms. Pierce is still presumed to be innocent unless or until proven guilty. So I'm going to have the chief say a couple words to you, and then we'll answer some questions for you if you can.
Thank you, Madam Prosecutor. As Madam Prosecutor said, this case is rather shocking. In my 27-year career, I don't remember seeing anything like this, but I just want to thank, of course, Madam Prosecutor. I want to thank our law enforcement partners and everyone who helped out with this. The FBI was instrumental. Michigan State Police was instrumental in helping out as well, along with Cobb County and DeKalb County in the state of Georgia, their district attorney's office. And I just really want to express how proud I am of the hardworking men and women of the Detroit Police Department who helped bring this case to where it is today with these charges. I want to thank, of course, of our Major Crimes Division, the Commander Rebecca McKay, Captain Marcus Thurkill, Sergeant Ashley Peterson, Detective Kelly Lucy, who is here with us, Detective Lisa Johnson, and then the officer who is leading the case, Officer Isaac Yamas, and the members of the Western Squad. The Detroit Police Department works relentlessly on behalf of victims, and we are confident that there will be accountability for this. And as Madam Prosecutor said, of course, everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Thank you much.
It seems to all of us who do this work on a daily basis that there's been just a large number of tragic cases that have happened to our children, worse than we have seen. So it's our hope that we don't continue to see these, but I know that's probably false hope that I'm having. Before we go any further, I want to introduce Tina Ripley, who has worked together on this case very hard. She will be trying this case. Louisa Papoulis is to her right and your left, she is the deputy chief of the Special Victims Unit. Kelly Gleason is to my immediate left, and she is the chief of the Special Victims Unit. And again, if the chief would introduce these people that are standing here, that would be helpful.
Sergeant, I'm sorry, Detective Lisa Jeff, also all case Yamas, Kelly Luce Marcus is in the back there as well, and then Captain Rebecca McKay.
Okay. We'll take some short questions at this point, if you have any.
Not that you guys need an charging decision, but any indication as to why a possible motive in this case?
You know, I don't talk about motives at the time. Any further evidence and charging decision will come out when we go to court. So, again, we can't comment on that at this time.
Has there been any communication with Zamar's mother at all from you guys?
We did speak with his father yesterday, actually this morning, actually. So yes, we have had contact with the family, and the Detroit Police Department has had contact with the family as well.
So forgive me, I must be confused because I'm not listening close enough, so I apologize. But the relationship of the suspect to the child?
Mother. Okay. Yes. 41-year-old Brandy Pierce was his mother.
Okay. And did Zamar's father live in Michigan?
He lives in this area, yes.
And was he aware of his child's death?
Again, we talked to him. I don't think he was aware until recently, but again, we did speak with him this morning.
Thank you.
And we'll be speaking with him, of course, further as time goes on.
And those are the. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, please. You got it.
Those are her two kids, Zamar and the 3-year-old.
Yes.
Okay. Madam Prosecutor, where's the 3-year-old right now? What's his status? What's his condition?
Again, he's with his mother in Georgia right now. And he was, and now he's in foster care here, I believe.
Can you foster care locally? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Are you able to provide any further information on the timeline of, you mentioned October, and then what?
That'll come out in court.
But in regard to how she ends up in Georgia with the other child, or with
All I can tell you at this point in time is she left shortly after she buried the body and went to the state of Georgia.
So the landlord call to DPD was on January 6th, correct?
The landlord call was on January 6th. The police were notified. They immediately went out to the house on Whittingham. They were shown that grave by the owner of that particular property. They saw the foot sticking out of the ground, and it went from there. The chief notified me immediately upon that discovery.
She had rented that home?
I assume she rented it. I don't know.
Madam Prosecutor, just got to my co-worker, some indication that
Who's talking? I can't see. Oh, okay. All right.
Can you speak on first indicate yes, that some sort of choking game?
I'm not going to comment on the evidence in the case.
Also, was this case file sent over to you guys more than once at all? And if so, what elements were needed to get to a charging decision?
Oh, we're not going to talk about that. Yeah. The police contact us when they have information. We talk often back and forth. And then once we get a completed investigation, we make a charging decision. Anybody else?
Do you know how long the mom has been living?
For a short period of time.
Oh. Go out.
2 games.
Sealed with the story straight from the men at the center of all of this. Andrea?
A warning that some of what you're about to hear is graphic. The report on Louisville's internal affairs investigation that we were able to get a hold of fills more than
I'm here. I heard you say to go out. Can y'all not hear?
Yeah, I mean, here now.
Well, no, I wasn't saying anything. I had switched. I guess y'all couldn't hear the video when it switched. Okay, let me take it back. It's called Too Much Touching Inside the Botched Prostitute PD down in Texas.
Undercover and untrained for nearly 2 years, Louisville police used questionable tactics to arrest women for prostitution until the cases fell apart and the officers themselves were investigated. Tonight, the I-Team with an inside look at how all of this happened. Our Andrea Lucille with the story straight from the men at the center of all of this. Andrea?
A warning that some of what you're about to hear is graphic. The report on Louisville's internal affairs investigation that we were able to get a hold of fills more than 2,000 pages and includes dozens of hours of recorded interviews. We have spent weeks digging through them, trying to figure out how this all went so wrong.
Did you think getting naked was a good idea or a bad idea?
I didn't know whether it was good or bad. I didn't, like I said, I don't know how to work them.
Nobody came in and said, hey, this is how you have to do it. Nobody knew how to do it.
These are the voices of Louisville PD's Street Crimes Unit, officers tasked with helping tackle prostitution at massage businesses with what they describe as little to no guidance.
I don't remember the exact words, but I'm sure he was like, hey, they're going to touch and a lot of them will touch your butt or anus or whatever.
It was never like sit down meeting and said, hey, you and you, you're good with getting and you and you, you're not. So this is how we're going to split the teams. But it was very unspoken that, hey, some guys think it's fun and they're going to go do that thing and they think it's hilarious and whatever. The people that weren't were pretty vocal about it.
From October 2022 to July 2024, detectives visited different locations, posing as customers willing to pay for sex acts. But an internal investigation found in many cases they went too far.
You agreed to $400 to both of them. Excuse my language, but I'm just reading what's in the report. So there's your probable cause, right? Okay. But then after that, you stay and you ask them to get undressed, and they're naked and they're massaging you and grabbing your.
We don't just walk out.
Why not? You have enough.
I don't know.
It wasn't just the Street Crimes Unit either. Detectives recruited.
You can't walk out without the happy ending. You got to get the full evidence.
Others within the department, including a rookie patrol officer who'd never been undercover.
He said, since it's your first time, we'll take it easy on you. So we'll go over here. There's pretty girls there.
He was given city money, a recording device, and a few instructions.
You need to make sure that she offers it to you. Go ahead and give it to, show how much money you got or whatever. And then if she touches you, let her touch you. And then once she touches you, you can break contact.
What caused you to go over 4 minutes of getting a almost 5 minutes if your instructions from them were that once the deal's made and they touch you, you need to break contact?
I was trying to ask her questions as far as,
get a hand job or a
hey, what's
blow
your
job?
name? Do you try to get, they didn't ask me to do that. They didn't ask me to get her name. They didn't ask me to get any of the questions I asked in the recording. That was just me trying to be proactive.
So I remember when I first started doing Vice investigations.
They were some freak ass detectives.
I was more nervous going in to a massage parlor and then I was driving up and trying to buy crack on the street corner.
Mike DeMarcus is a retired detective and the director of Law Enforcement Training Associates. The company trains police across the country. He says it's essential to have every scenario mapped out and every question answered ahead of any undercover operation.
Hey, how far can I go? What can I say? What constitutes entrapment? What's not entrapment? That kind of thing. And that's the big discrepancy around the agencies throughout the country is some agencies are allowed to do one thing while others aren't.
That holds true here in North Texas. The I-Team surveyed more than a dozen agencies across DFW and found about half have conducted undercover operations at massage parlors in the last 2 years. Those that do don't follow the same rules. We obtained undercover policies for Arlington, Dallas, and Fort Worth. All 3 departments require investigators to get permission from superiors before going into a situation where they would undress. But the level of nudity and the amount of touching allowed varies.
Is physical touch ever necessary, though?
Sometimes it is. And it sounds weird to say that. But like I said, sometimes the girls will make hand gestures, like, hey, indicating sex, but sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll, go and they'll stroke you automatically. Then maybe they start doing this as far as money, that kind of thing.
Louisville doesn't have a written policy. Detectives say they were just told to go as far as they felt comfortable. No one up the chain of command seemed to know what was happening, even though some employees say it was an open secret.
They're bragging about everything that they got done to them at the massage parlors.
A records clerk said she overheard the pitch as the detective asked a male clerk to go undercover.
If you want to come and see for yourself and see what you can get done, we'll have you go out.
It wasn't until last summer the Denton County District Attorney's Office raised the alarm, rejecting 22 prostitution cases Louisville police filed. Undercover officers, it complains, escalate into sexual contact with suspects, making it difficult for prosecutors to make a case in court. The department then launched its own investigation.
We're looking for some insight because we're also trying to wrap our heads on how did the PD get to this place where this has been going on for.
I guess that kind of would fall into entrapment.
Sounds like it.
I don't know if you really want my personal opinion.
Yeah, sure.
I think they weren't supervised, and I think they went wild and did whatever they wanted to, and they went in there to get and realized they could. And about every other time they wrote it down.
Nobody had enough ethics to go, this sounds like we need to be looking into this. No one did. That's the problem. So what's the fallout going to be? Because nobody was man enough to stand up to it.
3 officers were fired, 8 others were disciplined. We reached out to all of them, but many of them have appealed those disciplinary decisions, so they're not releasing comments at this point. The police chief, by the way, turned all of this over to the Texas Rangers to see if criminal charges were warranted. None were filed.
Again, we're talking about police officers and their conduct. So how does this police department, Louisville, still not have a policy for undercover prostitution investigations?
Yeah, good question. The chief tells us there will be a policy, but it is still in the works. He's also reorganizing the street crimes unit, and he says it will not include any of the officers who were disciplined.
And what happened to the women who were involved in all of this, who were initially, were they arrested?
Yeah, those charges were dropped, but there's also the question of, are these women victims of trafficking? We found city leaders and police officers have different opinions on that. We're going to get into that in our story tomorrow night.
Andrea, Lucia, we thank you. We certainly appreciate it.
Two women sentenced to 10 years apiece for robbing and killing a man.
Oh, they set him up as a threesome? I think I heard about this one.
This in Vegas?
Yep.
I think I saw this too, yeah.
Because they offered like a threesome or something like that. And he was like, okay. If it's too good to be true, you're probably going to get robbed or killed.
Now, investigators showed you here first. Two women walking hand in hand through a strip casino with the man they would eventually kill. This afternoon, those two women are beginning their sentences in prison. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Our News Now investigators were the only TV crew in the courtroom for this emotional sentencing. David Charnes here with how many years they could be serving behind bars.
Yeah, Brian, Denise, the pair took a plea deal, sending them to the Department of Corrections for at least 10 years. Today in court, the family of the man they killed repeatedly asking why they did it.
I would like to send my condolences to Brian's family.
21-year-old Erica Covington apologizes for killing a man inside a Caesars Palace hotel room before a judge sentences her to prison.
I deeply, genuinely apologize for the grief and the pain that has been brought upon you guys' family.
She and 22-year-old Ariana Taylor killed and robbed 25-year-old Brian Altamirano Solano in May 2023. This video the 8 News Now investigators obtained shortly
He was
afterward
happy.
shows the
He had the
trio
time of his
walking
life.
hand in hand minutes before the murder.
No le bastó con robarle sus pertenencias.
Altamirano Solano's father speaking with the help of an interpreter. It wasn't enough just taking his belongings, he says. They had to kill him. Altamirano Solano and the girls were in his room for about 15 minutes before one of them pulled the trigger. Police finding a cartridge casing they say matched Taylor's gun. Altamirano Solano's mother joining the hearing remotely from out of the country. The pain that I felt was so deep, she says. I felt like I just lost my life. I had so many questions. Why? Why my son? Police work to find the women included comparing these Instagram videos to surveillance from several strip properties that night. Officers arresting the duo 2 days later. Altamirano Solano's father again speaking through the interpreter.
Pido justicia por mí.
I ask for justice for my son.
Police nor prosecutors have ever said which woman they actually believe pulled the trigger. Nevada law allows charges against all people involved in a murder, not just the person who did the actual slaying. I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
So, David, the judge sentencing the women as per the plea agreement. While the minimum is 10 years, the maximum is 25. And the decision on when to release them will eventually go to the police.
Okay, so it was a plea deal. Makes sense because they couldn't really determine who pulled the trigger, so neither one of them snitched on each other. So neither one of them could get the max.
Did they say something about a
So that's what
motive?
that
Were they
was.
just
Plea
robbing them or what? Did they say anything about a motive?
deal. Nope. I think they were just robbing them. He probably told their ass no. Yeah, they were in there 15 minutes. They probably told his ass no. Well, he told them no when they probably got him into 6, probably got him in a compromising position. Asked for it. He said no, they shot him.
That being that, when young women prostitute, sex workers, all that, being at the casino scoping out the men and women, it's a regular thing. It's a thing. Like you literally have, women at the casino that's there to try to get with,
Her autopsy report is over 26 pages long because they have to identify.
Well, I wasn't expecting them motherfuckers.
It is haunting video. Our 8 News Now investigators.
Sorry, y'all. It's just tripping. Why did it go back? What were you saying, Truth? Hey, no.
You see all the marks all over her body?
No, I was just saying women that it's a normal thing or a regular thing for women to be at the casino scoping out men that'll pay for sex.
Yeah, prostitutes.
You see all the marks all over her body?
Yeah, they did prostitutes. And that's casinos worldwide. It ain't just Vegas. I don't know why that motherfucker kept wanting to play. Jeez.
You see all the marks all over her body?
Yes.
Her autopsy report is over 26 pages long because they have to identify all these marks. And a lot of these marks on her body are pinch marks.
A Florida woman.
Yeah, I remember we did this story kind of like the news story, the lady that was letting the Rottweiler nip at the baby. This is her interrogation video. So this is a deeper dive into it. We just heard the little short news clip. This is the actual interrogation video. And I think they explained where the dad was and what was going on with him, because I believe I had questions about where this nigga was and if he was charged in any of this.
In the hot seat, accused of abusing and killing her boyfriend's 9-year-old old daughter, even sicking a Rottweiler on her. I go over the unbelievable interrogation of Taishael Martin.
I just want to say I didn't cause her death. I didn't kill her. I didn't murder her. I didn't do none of that.
Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Jamaria, who love but sadly Marta near Orlando. See, the people Jamaria taking care of her and are responsible for her life coming to a horrific end. One of those people is Taishael Martin, the girlfriend of Jamaria's father. A 3-hour-long interrogation of Martin with detectives in Lake County just became public because of how open records laws work in Florida. The state attorney wants Taishael Martin put to death for Jamaria's murder and sicked the family's 103-pound Rottweiler on her. Now, I know you're thinking, how does this even happen? How? Jamaria was living with her father, Lawange Sessions, and his girlfriend, who was Taishael Martin, in a home where authorities say she's 9-year-old girl suffered repeated physical punishment, malnutrition, and even a brutal attack inflicted by that dog. A couple of weeks before Jamaria's death, her father left her and her other siblings in the care of Taishael Martin after the couple had a heated argument and the relationship basically collapsed. On Taishael climbed one after finding Jamaria cold to the touch in her bed. EMTs saw a number of injuries all over just to investigate. That same day, Taishael consented to a search of her cell phone, which showed messages where the prosecutor says she bragged about creative ways she disciplined Jamaria. After 2 full arrest Taishael and bring her down for questioning.
All right. That's you. That's you. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these up, okay?
Break that home there.
Okay.
Come on.
The chest right here.
Joe, you on the line? Did you know that your personal data is being harvested and sold online by data broker? Risk for being an honest helps you found 7 sites for you. Me has the information when you go join delete.
You're the only person arrested, so I don't want to hear your story. We think that there's more people involved in this that should be sitting in the chair you're sitting with too. So I want to hear from you. What happened?
Honestly, I can't say how she passed away. When I found her, she was sleeping. All I can say is, she did receive whoopings. The girls told me that she fell that day when I was sleeping. When I was sleeping, I did not witness that fall. I don't know how she passed. I don't know how she passed away. I honestly don't.
Okay. How did she get the pinch marks all over her body?
I have pinched her before, but from what I saw, I didn't pinch. I didn't do all of that.
Did anybody else pinch her?
Yeah.
Who?
Dad.
Dad? When did Dad leave the house?
I want to say Thursday. I believe it was Thursday. I don't know which day it was he came back because that was unannounced. Like anytime I would put him out, he would just like sneak back into the house. So I don't remember exactly which day that was, Thursday.
So you heard right there, Tyshale Martin blamed Jamaria's father, Lawan Sessions, for the pinch marks. Prosecutors will later say that Lawan is also to blame for his daughter's death, but I'll tell you more about that in a bit. A different approach.
So what kind of abuse or what kind of discipline would Lawan use on Jamaria?
What you mean, like use?
Like whoopings, or she timeouts?
Like she got in trouble.
Like if she got in trouble for something, what would be the recourse that Lawan would do?
I mean, initially it'll start out with maybe having to run in place. There's a lot of things that he would tell her to do, or then they would have to stand on the wall sometimes, and then it eventually resulted into a whooping.
For a minute.
So the exercises didn't work, so it turned into a whooping. So they went through all the physical exercises only to still get a whooping. Diabolical.
Man. That would turn into a whooping, or what do you mean?
If they said that they didn't want, like told him that they didn't want to do it anymore or whatever like that, yeah, then it would turn into a whooping.
Okay. And when you said that you disciplined her, how was your discipline?
Initially, I would just contact him a lot of the times and ask him what do he prefer her do. I would honestly let him talk to her on the phone, or, he would, talk to her on the camera. A lot of times he would just beep in and talk to her. And I whooped her before. Honestly, I yell a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I yell a lot to try to scare them to get my point across.
Now, this piques the interest of the detectives. They're curious about why Jamaria needed so much discipline in Tyshale's mind. The detectives ask what type of behavior justified this level of punishment.
When you say things, what things? What were they doing? What
she took peppermint oil and would put it in the girls' makeup sponges. So like, she would purposely piss around the house, saying that she didn't want to go to the toilet. They were stealing the other kids' stuff, purposely just hiding it to basically. She knew what she was doing, because she was saying, I don't want to be good like the other kids. I want to be bad. So it's like, and a lot of that stuff I had to record because it was something I never seen before.
Right. And when you say record, what were you recording? Just her behavior, or saying things, or acting a certain way?
I would record, like I would try to talk to them and get an understanding, and they would like just say stuff like their mom is telling them to do those things and stuff. And I felt like I never heard a child say that before, so I would record that type of stuff so I can send to dad or just my mom or just somebody, like just be a witness of, wow, like this is what I'm going through.
Then the detectives grill Tyshale Martin on how Jamaria could have sustained so many injuries.
I understand that Denaya and Tashara were telling me that she had sprained her ankle. How did Jamaria sprain her ankle and when?
She told me that she tripped over the dog food.
Okay. And then she get the burns to her feet and her back.
I already said it was some hot water from the hair.
What was she doing?
She got a lot of answers for everything. She really does. Had sprained her ankle, tripped over the dog food. How'd she get the birds back there? Water.
By the bear trap.
Hair. I understand it was already just hair, but I'm trying to see if you understand.
She has to dip it in hot water. And apparently she had moved or something.
Do you know about how her lip got busted or her teeth got broken out or not?
I thought it was from the treadmill.
Why do you think it was a treadmill?
Because that's what she said.
But detectives already know why Jamaria had those injuries. Vivint Home Security provided detectives with 2,828 videos from both the interior and exterior of the family's home, and the detectives asked Martin about those videos.
And there's another video too of her running in place. You had her running in place, and then for whatever reason, you kick her from behind. She trips over the bag of dog food. That's when she sprained her ankle. I mean, that's because the next video in her with her in it, she's wearing an ankle wrap. It fits. There's no video of her wandering through the downstairs living room, tripping over a bag of dog food. There's a video of her proceeding wearing a wrap on her foot, of her running in place and he picking her and her falling over a bag of dog food. So it's kind of a half truth, and that's.
If she sprung her ankle at that time, I did not know.
No, that's fine. But I'm telling you that she kicked her over a bag of dog food, and she may have sprained her ankle at that time, right? But there's no video of her wandering around the room. I mean, I will tell you this: that your cameras are top notch. We got 2,820 videos that I had to go through, and it captured a lot inside your home. I know that LaJuan doesn't know the door code to your door. I know that because there's so many videos of him standing outside like an idiot, waiting on someone to open the door for him.
But that was before we just got it. We just recently got it done, and he was the one that had to be there with the guy program and everything.
I also know that he stood in front of your door on several occasions like an idiot, not knowing the code. I also know every time your doors were open and when they were closed. I have every video of every person that's been in your house, from the pest control guy that you canceled when your mom was there, to LaJuan, to Deshar's boyfriend and Denai's boyfriend. They snuck in. From them,
he told me that he's the one that set the code for the front door. The side door, he don't have the code for that. He didn't have the code for that.
Spends a lot of time outside standing in front of the door looking like an idiot for someone that has a code.
Maybe the chain was on the door.
That's why I wanted to talk with you, though. You can see you spent 2.5 months figuring out what happened. We have videos, texts, reports from Carnival. I wanted to ask you why. And you're kind of disclosing some of that, what was going through your head. Who else is involved? Are you the only person who should be sitting in that seat, or should someone else be? Is there a reason behind this? Is there an explanation?
It's nothing that I did physically that could have caused her death. That's just, I mean, I know what he told me, so that's what, I was leaning more towards, but.
What he told you?
Well, not me, but told her. He basically let her know that he was going to kill him. So, I mean, I didn't know if that was a scare tactic or what, but honestly.
So what do you think LaJuan did?
Could have caused her to die.
What do you think LaJuan did?
I don't know.
Well, you see the marks on her.
Right.
Who caused those marks? You, LaJuan, someone else?
I mean, I feel like LaJuan did.
You feel like he did, or you know he did?
Only other people it could be is my kids, and I know they didn't do that.
Now, these videos are not available.
Man, she throwing that nigga under the bus and he was gone.
To the public because the case is still pending. It hasn't gone to trial yet. And frankly, they sound so horrific that we probably wouldn't be able to show them to you anyway. A probable cause affidavit says 95 videos were deleted that were captured on and specific to June 12th, 2024 by a single user on the account. Additionally, this detective observed 6 video files dated June 15th, 2024, approximately 2350 to 2357 hours, which shows Jamaria Sessions being viciously attacked by the family pet, a 103-pound Rottweiler, as Jamaria was just out of frame. However, Tyshale Martin could be seen holding the leash of the dog and is heard encouraging the dog to bite Jamaria Sessions laid on the floor, ending with Jamaria Sessions attempting to stand up at the doorway, coming to frame. The next clip shows Jamaria Sessions staggering nude and disheveled.
And just she had a laceration behind her ear that looked like it was caused by a dog bite. So across her head, she had a bite mark here and a bite mark here where he grabbed her across the back of her head. When that incident occurred, that you said was you and Rosaria and Jamaria in that room. Did 7 bite her?
I'm not that I know of.
Okay. Were you telling the dog to bite her? Because that's what it sounds like in the video. You're holding the dog back with a leash. I'm going to let you get her. I'm going to let you get her.
No. I probably use it as a scare tactic or something like, go, but nothing. No. Heck no.
Okay. So how did she get a puncture behind her ear?
I didn't see. I'm not aware of that. I didn't know anything about it.
Well, she did. She got a puncture from behind her ear and across the side of her face was like a big dog bite. And 7 was a big dog.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that.
Okay. Is there anything else you think we should know that we didn't ask you?
I mean, I just want to say I didn't cause her death. I didn't kill her. I didn't murder her. I didn't do none of that.
Now back to that affidavit and more of what detectives said. The video showed from the late evening of June 15th into the early morning hours of June 16th.
She just a line.
Jamaria's hair, previously in a partial bun, was now messy, and her extensions were falling out of her hair. It appeared that the dog had bitten the child's head, pulling at her hair at the command of Tyshale Martin. Following this clip, Jamaria Sessions is commanded to stand in the room with her arms up by Tyshale Martin. Jamaria Sessions exhibited an orbital sway, appearing to be disoriented, similar to being intoxicated, and leaned forward to pick up a blanket to cover herself. This prompted Tyshale Martin to deliver a kick to the rear of the child, causing her to collapse to the floor. The child lay motionless, moaning in pain, as Tyshale Martin continued to kick her hip and eventually her stomach area at full force. Jamaria, according to this affidavit, couldn't get up. It sounds like she was being tortured. It continues. When the child did not get up, Tyshale Martin then grabbed the child by her hair, pulling her across the floor with minimal resistance by Jamaria Sessions, who appeared to be disoriented and motionless. The child was dragged near the stairs, which is where the dog attack occurred, which was just out of frame. Tyshale Martin continued to command the child, Jamaria Sessions, to stand up, and as Jamaria could not physically comply, Jamaria was repeatedly shaken by Tyshale Martin. The next video clip begins with Tyshale Martin stating what sounds like, "I'm fixin' to kill her." Jamaria Sessions likely died in the overnight hours of June 16th. Despite the video evidence, Martin said this to detectives.
I can honestly say I didn't abuse her. I mean,
What is that?
I wouldn't let her dad deal with her. I probably had.
Why would you even bring that up? Oh, you're on mute. Well, I don't know why she'd even bring up abuse if you're getting questioned for shit. I'm just saying. Don't give them any other reasons to
Yeah, I
think.
said, yeah, I didn't abuse. I know you got the deleted footage of me sicking the dog on her, but nah, I didn't abuse her at all. That ain't what I did. It was her daddy, even though he wasn't there. It was him. She sprained her ankle. She burned herself. I ain't see it. It was him.
The dog wasn't trained right.
Well, like that, I would say.
That's abuse. Is that not abuse?
Now, Jamaria wasn't Tyshale Martin's biological daughter, but she was her main caregiver. Detectives wonder why she hasn't asked about how the little girl died.
But you never asked the whole interview how she died.
Because when I have, everyone just don't tell me anything.
But you haven't asked.
I asked her.
So
I was saying, like, I didn't know how she passed away and stuff.
So she died from her injuries. So it's kind of like how it's kind of like death by 1,000 cuts. You ever heard of that? You get a little paper cut and it doesn't kill you, right? You get a lot of them. Well, then now your immune system's jacked up because it has to fix these things. It requires energy from your body so you can break down muscle, which breaks down proteins that go in your kidney. It's a whole thing, right? And then she has all these injuries that are staggered historically long. So she's been whipped, she's been pinched, she's been punched, teeth broken. Just trying to fix, right? All at one time. It's a lot. And then she's not given nutrition. She's not given proper amounts of water. She's not given proper amounts of food. And we know this because during the autopsy, we empty their stomachs. We check their bladders. I know what color her urine is. Her urine looked like coffee. And she had so little fluids in her body that we barely didn't get enough blood because her body didn't have enough hydration. So we know she was dehydrated. We know she wasn't fed. And we know she has all these injuries that she's trying to recover from.
During the interrogation, Tyshale Martin reveals what Jamaria did that day to upset her.
I'm tired of talking to you. Listen, do what you're supposed to do. A lot of times I just felt like I was the one protecting her, for her protected from your dad. So I did have moments that I did react to. You remember? Because I think it was the fact that she was being sexual. I think it was the sexual thing that made me react like that because I feel like she's too little of a girl to be talking about and asking my older girls about sex and asking them why they want to take penis in their hole and stuff like that. I just probably was overwhelmed with all of that.
Finally, Tyshale Martin asks what she's being charged with. And what the detectives tell her surprises her.
Am I able to call my mom?
Yeah, we'll be able to call your mom. We'll have to get you booked in and you can definitely call your mom.
And what are you saying I'm being charged with?
Premeditated murder, first degree, which is the top. And then there's aggravated child abuse. And
why am I being charged with premeditated murder?
Well, because some of the statements that you made while you were attacking Jamaria about killing her?
Scare tactics.
And scare tactics was also premeditation. It's scare tactics, and then if you say it and then it happens, what I
said that because he said that, and I was just
I get it, but if you say I'm going to kill you, and then the child's dead the next day from injuries caused potentially by you, what does that look like?
Looks bad, but that's not what happened.
Yeah.
Honestly, do you think that you're at all accountable for her death? In your heart?
I mean, when you say accountable, I feel like I probably could have did more to, possibly prevent things from happening. But the situation, me dealing with my kids, me having a certain way I deal with my kids, this is your certain way of how you deal with your kids, me not wanting to interfere and cause more trouble. And then on top of the threats, I do feel like
blaming this man for this shit. This is crazy. Although he is partly responsible too, not this part. He charged with some type of abuse. I don't think he's charged with the murder because he wasn't there.
as far as her coming to her death, I don't feel like I'm accountable for that.
LaJuan Sessions, Jamaria's father, is charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child in her death. An affidavit says in text message conversations between LaJuan and Taisheo, which lasted weeks, they often joked about the abuse, made comments about boot camp, and creating a torturous environment in which Jamaria would suffer long sessions of extreme exercise and extreme physical abuse far beyond traditional corporal punishment. Both Taisheo Martin and LaJuan Sessions are being in jail as they await trial. Prior to Jamaria's death, Florida DCF received complaints about her well-being, even requesting a welfare check at one point, but no deputy was sent, and the case was closed without action. And one of the saddest parts about this case, Jamaria was actually in the custody of her maternal grandmother after her mother passed away when LaJuan Sessions was in prison. After he was released, he took custody of Jamaria from her grandmother. And that's it for this episode of Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Thanks so much for being with me. I'll see you.
God damn, that was horrific.
All right, y'all. I'm going to stop it there because Truth is going live in a good 40-something minutes. Yeah, give her time to prepare and things of that nature. And I'm hungry and I have to eat and all of that good stuff. So, yeah. I still got more stories though. Well, now I think I got, I don't know. I think I had 10 of them. I think we got through maybe 5. So I got more and then I'll add on some more.
Well, you ended on a bummer.
Tonight, unless something else. Yeah. Shocking and strange news stories, dude. Shocking and strange. That's the actual, because we heard about it, the story, but there's the actual, they had the interrogation gents. I want to hear the daddy's gent. I need to check the channel and see if they got his.
She just didn't care. She was very, matter of fact.
Right. It's like it wasn't my kid. My kid's fine.
People.
I would have been in jail for doing what you did to my child.
Exactly.
We all gonna lay it down. All right, y'all. See y'all in a few minutes. Truth Hurts. To the next episode. We out. Never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Niggas talking reckless, shoot this bitch ass with the quickness. Now he bleeding, sorry, begging, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 Limp Bizkit. All my niggas wildin', they done labeled us a misfit. Wake up every morning, 2 or 3, 5 in the Fitbit. Oh shit, didn't nobody come to see you old. It's some focus. Shoot 100 shots, no reloaded. Master of the game, you would think I'm into coding. Memphis niggas spit this pippin', mackin' like I'm golden. Ho, with my money, you gon' turn me to the old me. Say hi, first class flight, I'm in the nosebleed. Copy, cooking, whipping, shipping, till we count the proceeds. OG, I've been moving back niggas since 03. Low key, niggas hating, but they don't want no beef. State gang, true sippers, bitch, I bet we gon' eat. Get jammed, get a lawyer, make it bunny, don't speak. Pour up, oh, I need some more, nigga had a long week. Shout out to my plug, he showed me love, he out in Long Beach, I'm true geek. Walking by myself, but left with 2 freaks. Ooh, we, nothing in they mouth and on they booty. Austin Power swag, yeah, baby, this is groovy. You can call me Money Boy, or you can call me Nudie. Hood niggas, churches, chicken, let me get a 2-piece. Top down, 2-seater, let me feel the 2 breathe. Gotta hold it steady, chopper, kick it back like Bruce Lee. Lately I've been in the zone, I guess I'm in my 2-3. Don't call my phone for nothing less than a QP. Feeling like the Migos, cause my bitch is bad and bougie. All my haters love me, all these bitches just some groupies. Came a long way, I like to introduce the new me. Standing on business like I'm king or like I'm Drewski. Call me Ron Island cause I like my love for choosy. When we link it's a movie, she bustin' like a Uzi. I love the way she do me, I beat it up like Uzi. She dancing just like Suki. Call me Ron Island cause I love my love for choosy. When we link it's a movie, she bustin' like a Uzi. I love the way she do me, I beat it up like Uzi. She dancing just like Suki. I never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Niggas talking reckless, shoot this bitch ass with the quickness. Name pleading, sorry, begging, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 Limp Bizkit. Never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Nigga talking reckless, shoot this bitch ass with the quickness. Name pleading, sorry, begging, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 Limp Bizkit.